She asked me suspicious, hypothetical questions about what I would do if she cheated. Multiple times she asked if I want an open relationship, just testing me, she says. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, gonna go over a story titled, I, a 25-year-old male, kicked out my girlfriend, a 19-year-old female, who admitted to cheating. I need some reassurance. And big shout out to Mel for sending me this story. And guys, what we have here in this story is a situation where a guy ultimately kicked to the curb, literally out of the apartment, his girlfriend, who was 19 years old, I might add, because she admitted to cheating. And rightfully so, he did that. And of course, to no surprise, she has a meltdown, begs for a second chance, the whole song and dance. But you're going to see, guys, throughout the story I go over, this guy puts up with so much BS from her. It's just, you're just going to want to throw something at the screen when you watch this, because it's unbelievable. And the amount of crap that she puts him through, the testing of the barriers. And you're going to see, guys, he's 25 and she's 19. Okay? Night and day difference in terms of experience and maturity and all that. And he moves in with her and in a crazy amount of time that's going to have you guys just throw your hands in the air saying, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But this video, I debated whether I wanted to do this on this channel or the other one. But I felt like I'd do it over here because it's a little more on the entertainment side. But there's definitely lessons to learn here about why guys need to be strong, stand up for themselves, build themselves up so they don't tolerate these types of people in their lives, and learn when to check women and kick them to the curb when necessary when they cross the line. Because she does it countless times here. And this guy's clueless. This guy needs my work. He needs work like mine. But anyhow, gonna get into this, and you guys will see what I'm talking about as I read the story. So again, be careful. Don't throw any objects at the screen as I read through the story, although tempting. He starts off, he says here, our relationship lasted about 9 months. We're both introverts, but enjoy nights together at home. She moved in with me at about 6 months ago. We both needed to get jobs, and when the spring semester ended, about a month ago, I got an overnight security job, and she started working at Walmart. 6 months. They've been together 9 months, and 6 months ago she moved in with him. Therefore, that meant they'd been dating 3 months before she moved in with him. Smack. You take years and years before you even consider having a chick move in with you. And that's only if you actually intend to marry her as the final test. And even then, you got to be careful with common law marriages, depending on how long she lives with you, and be careful there. But the point is, 3 months, you don't know this girl. She has had no real attachment to you. She just got probably free room and board. Absolute fool. He says, shortly after starting work, she tells me about a coworker that walked up to her in the break room, asked for her phone, and put his number in her phone. Why'd she allow that? She talked to him on the phone for an hour at home, not long after, and constantly texted with him. She wanted to hang out with him at his apartment. I said if I could go. She wanted to hang out with him in public. I said if I can hang out with female friends without her. She doesn't agree, so makes no plans with him. She's talking to this dude, this coworker of hers, in this guy's apartment on the phone for like an hour and constantly texting with him, and this guy's allowing it. See these shit tests? She has no loyalty. She doesn't give a crap. But obviously she could understand that this dude let me move in with him after 3 months of dating. So obviously he really is hot for me. So I can do whatever I want to him. See, guys, when guys appear to be too eager and rush into things and give a girl everything right away, what happens? And not checking her, he's just allowing this to happen. I'd be like, get off your damn phone. You're living with me, you're not talking to other guys, you're not hanging out with other guys. And get the fuck out. But not that I would be in this situation, but you guys get my point. He was way too personal and sexual. He knew she was taken. Finally, I had enough and sent him a scathing long text. Told him to stop calling her pet names, asking for pictures, and flirting, etc. I would just gone up to him in person and told him that. But this guy said he's an introvert and shy. I'll give him credit. He said something to the dude. And he also told her pretty much, you want to go hang out with him, I'll hang out with other girls. But the point is, he should kick this girl to the curb. It continues. She asked me suspicious hypothetical questions about what I would do if she cheated. Multiple times she asked if I want an open relationship, just testing me, she says. She's testing you, but she's serious. And she's already testing to see, yeah, what would you do if I cheated? But I guarantee she already knows, she suspects she knows the answers. In her mind, she probably thinks he's so weak you just cave. Girls are asking you these types of questions, end it. Walk away, or in this case, kick her ass out. It's not going to go well. Look how she's behaving. You can learn everything you need to know by paying attention to someone's actions. She never returned his flirting and always told him to stop. I told her I wasn't comfortable with her speaking to him, but she continued. Of course she did. He slowed back with the horn dog text for a while till I checked her phone one night and saw him sending her pictures of his tented boxers, asking if she wanted to see more. Why is this guy putting up with this? And you know she's egging him on. Come on here. In this part, I'm not comfortable with you speaking to him. How about you're not going to talk to him, or we're done. End of story. Or better yet, we are done. Go find some other sucker. I learned a lot from this. I told her to block him. She deleted the text immediately. She did block him, temporarily. About this time, I started using Wondershare software to read her texts at night. Wondershare is a data recovery software you install on your PC, then plug in a phone, and it will show you deleted text and pictures. Hey, good to know. Y'all learned something here. Wondershare. I found a conversation where he talked to her about him, how can I put this delicately, pleasuring himself at work, possibly sending pictures, but she still didn't even participate. She didn't ask for it, but continued to talk to him. See? He told her he doesn't want her talking to him. He's sending pictures and talking about these subjects, and she doesn't care. No respect for this guy whatsoever. But again, when a guy lets a girl move in with him after 3 months and keeps putting up with stuff, the tests get bigger and bigger. No respect. But again, in her view, why should I respect him? Because he has no balls. He doesn't stand up to me. He does little minor things. He brings things up, but doesn't really lay down the law. And again, I might add, she's a kid. She's 19. It's not like our grandparents' time when people got together and they got married at 19. This is modern day. Immaturity. Got the maturity level of junior high kids from my era. So here's what happened the night she cheated. I was working a 12-hour shift overnight. She tells me she's watching PORN and wishes I were there. It's been a couple days since we had you-know-what due to me getting home so late. Shortly after, she's not responding to my text. I get a bad feeling. She doesn't pick up my phone call. For about 2 hours, contact drops to practically nothing. She responds and says her phone was on the charger. I ask her what she's been up to, but ignores the question. I ask her if she pleasured herself, and she ignored that too. I go home that night and I check her phone. He called just about the same time she stopped talking to me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Imagine that. I don't know how this dude has in this point A, kicked her the curb, or B, kicked this guy's ass. Seriously. Then about that time, the silence ended at 7 o'clock in the morning. She ignores my call but talks twice to the guy, and I told her to block. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I check the internet history, and it's constant until he calls. Then comes back a few hours later. She was out of the house. I look at the times of it all, and I lie in bed trembling uncontrollably at what it could mean. I confronted her about this the next day, and she said nothing happened that night. I can tell she's hiding something. Well, no kidding, she's hiding something. Kick this broad to the curb. A couple days later, she has the day off. A couple days later, she has a day off the next day, so we end up staying up late playing video games. She has a confession to make, but is worried of how I will react. I say I won't be mad. He says, I've been searching for evidence of cheating since she met him. I would say anything to get the truth. Here's the story of what happened that night. She texted him and said, now listen to this, guys. She texted him telling him that she's horny. He blows up her phone asking to come pick her up. He picks her up and they go to his apartment for the first time. He puts on a movie, then coerces her to perform oral on him. I ask if she was raped and she said no, he was just being pushy. She says she didn't take off her pants. Then they went to McDonald's and she started texting me in the car. She texted this dude. She reached out to him knowing darn well how he'd react. And then, he was being pushy with me. Come on. I don't give her any leeway. I tell her we are done. I tell her I want her out ASAP. She begs me for a second chance, tells me it was a mistake, and she's never met anyone like me. Well, you know what? I bet there's some truth to that. She probably never met any guy that would put up with so much crap that like him. So she's not entirely lying here. Good for this guy. Get the hell out ASAP. I wouldn't even give her 3 seconds. I would kick, literally, my foot, the dust from my shoe would be on her ass, kicking her out the door. Begs me for a second chance, please. The next day, she calls her mom, and we move out all her stuff in one trip. We say goodbye. It hurts a lot. She sends me a lot of texts apologizing. I download World of Warcraft and go back to my old addiction. Me being an introvert, I'm a very lonely guy. She was a great friend to me, and I honestly did love her despite our rough times. Smack! Great friend my ass, she treated you like you're pretty much her worst enemy the whole time, dude. Love her. Rough times? Those weren't rough times. Those were rough times created by her on purpose. Because she doesn't give a shit about you. She doesn't love you. She doesn't care about you. If that's how this guy interprets love, I can't imagine what he'd be like if somebody was real, somebody, what would he interpret, what would be his classification actually, somebody actually did treat him well. But I'm willing to bet you probably his parents had a shitty marriage. He probably had a lot of other girlfriends that treat him like crap. It says here, I feel like it's a huge mistake to let her back in my life, but it's hard not to. Could use some support, Reddit. Yeah, it's a huge mistake to let her back in your life. She's terrible. She's completely taken advantage of this guy from the get-go. And testing him, jerking him around, taking advantage of his kindness. But it's amazing how much shit guys will put up with because they think, this is as good as it's going to get. I'm not worth very much, so therefore I need to tolerate all this disrespect and BS. Bullshit. When guys work on themselves, they build themselves up because all guys, if we're honest with ourselves, gentlemen, we all know darn well there are things we can do to improve our lives on all areas, our jobs, our finances, our bodies, our health, the people we hang out with. I can go on and on. We all know darn well deep down if we got off our asses and had some strength and had some courage to go out of our comfort zone and make improvements, we could be better. And when you're better and feeling good about yourself, you don't allow people like this in your life. You don't allow people to take advantage of you. But when you think that this is as good as it's going to get because I'm so, let's say, low man on the totem pole, people allow this type of shit to happen. It's amazing. Now, in my opinion, this guy kind of got what he deserved, quite honestly, because he was just that weak. But again, nobody should be treated this way. And I'm hoping like hell he learns. So no, he should not take her back. This guy needs to work on himself and learn some serious skills, improving himself, learn some people skills, work on not being an introvert. Oh, let me rephrase that. He can be an introvert. I mean, I'm an introvert, but I can talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere. But I'd get out, work on your social skills, talk to people, become more comfortable, and that way you don't settle. Work on himself and all that, and learn about some self-respect. And for God's sakes, don't move in with a girl 3 months into dating her, okay? That takes years, all right? No rushing into things. Nice guys with little options of rushing into relationships because they think that's as good as it's going to get. And the girl knows that. The girl knows a guy with options, he'll take his sweet-ass time getting serious with her because he's got so many other chicks that are after him. And why would he rush into a relationship? And they're the ones, those guys, those girls chase after. Those are the guys those girls want and will pull less BS with. Now, anyhow, got a few comments here to show I'm not alone in my thinking here. One guy says, she trampled on your feelings multiple times. She clearly cannot respect your boundaries. She's not in a place to be a good girlfriend. Being lonely sucks, but being paranoid and anxiety that your girlfriend's cheating on you is so much worse. Loneliness ends. If you stay with her, your anxiety and fear would never end. You made the right choice. How you feel now is temporary. Something good is ahead. Something's good is ahead if he makes some changes, like does what I say, okay? Starts really improving himself and really understands that it's better to have nobody than people treat like crap. But if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to get the same thing in the next girlfriend, and the next girlfriend, and the next girlfriend. I mean, why be with someone that treats you like that and spend all your time being paranoid and all that they're going to be cheating on you left and right? I mean, you guys heard the story here, all the bullshit she was pulling from like that. Should have kicked her to the curb immediately. Another guy says, you did the right thing. She knew what this guy was after. You knew what this guy was after. You repeatedly asked her to stop talking to him, and she didn't. He shouldn't have asked her. He should have told her. That's the difference. She knew where this was going to head had too, yet she never stopped. She texted him knowing full and well that he would come running. She disrespected you every turn. I know it sucks that she's gone, but you're better off without her. Amen. And one more, and this is a long comment, but hits the nail right on the head, and maybe this guy will see it, hopefully. He says, he may have asked her to pleasure him a couple times, but she wasn't coerced in anything. Don't be the least bit surprised if you find out later that it went much further than that too. Yeah, I don't believe that it just was her giving him oral. I think there was a lot more going on, and she, of course, wasn't telling him everything. There can be a whole lot more going on. You did the right thing. Letting her back into your life would be a huge mistake. If you do that, what reason would she have to not do it again? She did it once, and you took her back. So why wouldn't she do it a second time? She'll get better at hiding things if she ever tries to do something again. Correct. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I think that's pretty well established on this channel. Let's not forget about the suspicion and lack of trust on your part. She might agree to let you check her phone for a while and give you the passwords for her Facebook and email. But that won't last forever. A few weeks or months later, it'll get turned back on you for being so untrusting, and she feels she should have earned that back by now. Sounds like this dude has experience in this. But it isn't something that works this way. You're always going to wonder. Every time her phone vibrates, you'll wonder if that's the guy she's working with. Every call, every time she goes out with you, without you, you'll wonder if she really is where she says she's going and with who. It will drive you insane. I'm not saying that people can't ever work on things when one partner cheats, but it isn't the majority of couples. You're still young, and she's even younger. Even if you did take her back and decide to deal with that nagging suspicion in the back of your head of what happens when she turns 21 and starts going out drinking without you. There's an idea. For now, cut off all contact with her. It sucks, but the truth is, 9 months isn't that long. It's far better to get out of this now and stick around a relationship with someone you cannot trust anymore and may never trust again. Go work on yourself for a while. Ding, ding, ding. Hit the gym, go hang out with friends, pick up projects, hobbies that you never finished, or start new ones, or take some night classes. Just take this time to improve yourself. This is the best thing you can do for yourself currently. Hey, freaking men. Yes. If you don't work out, this guy should start working out, hitting a gym. Even if he's walking on a treadmill at a high pace and just doing some damn push-ups. Something. Get active. Get mobile. All guys should work out. Hang out with his buddies. Do the things that he enjoys. Have a good time. Hang out with the good family members he likes. Start improving himself. If he doesn't have it, maybe take a class. Something. Learn some skills. Anything to better himself. Better job, better pay, something. And he'll feel better about himself. And he won't allow people like this in his life, the better he feels. And yes, block her in all accounts. Email, social media, smoke signals, anything. Keep her away because she'll just sweet talk him back. But again, if he feels better about himself, then it won't be so easy. But this girl's poison. And yeah, she's 19. Wait till she's 21. But anyhow, I think that these comments really hit the nail on the head. So guys out there that are watching this, and maybe you watch this for entertainment, but you like the occasional lesson here and there, which I like to give, don't act like this. Don't be this guy. You check the girl. You don't take BS. The biggest difference between nice guys and bad boys, and girls always chase the bad boys, is number one, bad boys always check the girl on their BS. Always. Nice guys never do. And while this guy definitely called her on some things, he wasn't exactly there wasn't much behind him calling her. He wasn't very forceful, which she absolutely needed. And two, nice guys always put the girl ahead of their wants and needs, and they suffer. Bad boys never do that. For you guys out there that are good guys, that know you're nice guys, but you're nice guys with a spine, remember those two things, and it will serve you well. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.